Hello, I hope you're doing well. The SWTOR development team recently reviewed how gearing is going to change as we move into 7.0. To make a long story short, they are reintroducing gear tiers into SWTOR. What this means is that the more challenging content you complete, the better your gear will be. So now there won't be this awkward scenario of veteran mode Hammer Station dropping the same 306 rated gear as master mode Isaacs. Instead, your rewards will be based on the content you choose to complete. So here's a brief breakdown of the tiers. The base eye level for level 80 is going to be 320. Veteran flashpoints would drop 324 and master modes would drop 326. Conquest will drop 326. PvP will drop somewhere between 316 and then moving up to 326 as you get more gear. For legacy operations, story modes actually didn't list what eye level is going to drop there, which is kind of weird because they listed everything else, but they did mention they're going to have story mode ops, so I'd assume they drop like a 324. Veteran legacy operations will drop 326, and master mode legacy operations will drop 330. And once the R4 anomaly operation is released in January, we think, story mode is going to drop 328 and veteran mode is going to drop 330 to 334. The team also mentioned they're going to be slowly scaling up this gear over time, so as we move throughout the expansion, the maximum eye level drop for each form of content will gradually get higher by a point or two. That way you can keep grinding out for the maximum eye level for the content that you're comfortable playing. Alright, so those are the general drops, and there are some other good nuggets of information here as well that we should probably know about. For one, they're making gear drops smarter. BioWare is trying to take out some of the RNG of gearing, so instead of shoving 30 drops down your throat every flashpoint and hoping that one of them is an improvement, the game is going to take a look at your current gear and identify what's the lowest eye level slot and then drop an upgrade for that slot. So for example, if you have full 326 gear in all of your slots except for your boots, after completing a veteran mode flashpoint, the game will take a look at your gear and then see that your boots are trash and then drop you a pair of 324 boots. Now there does appear to be a limit to the number of times you'll be awarded an upgrade like this a week depending what type of content you're playing, so you can't just like run 16 master mode flashpoints and get a full set of 326. Instead, after you hit the maximum number of guaranteed drops for your chosen form of content for the week, you'll start receiving a gear upgrade token similar to the tech frag system that's currently in place in the game. If you collect enough tokens, you can turn them in at a vendor in exchange for gear. Another note is that you can actually use these tokens throughout the entire expansion, so if you hit the max eye level for what content you're playing, you can start saving up those tokens and then spend them once the max eye level increases throughout the expansion. A convenience change that they're making is that the introductory gear isn't going to be moddable, so there's no more sitting at eye level 262 and then getting an eye level 264 mod to drop as your quote-unquote upgrade. Instead, it looks like the dev team is trying to get new players up and running as fast as possible by taking out all the mods until you get to the higher eye level ratings. They're also removing amplifiers from the game, so yes, that's right, the great joy we all had of clicking recalibrate over and over and over and over and over and over and over again as a DPS, only to have healer and tank amplifiers appear with every click, is going away. I know, I too am absolutely devastated at this loss.
That's a lie. I'm glad it's gone. That system was dog dookie.
There's also a weird line in here about keeping the existing augments at 7.0 launch. So I guess that means you get to hold on to your existing augments that we had in 6.0. This is a strange choice to me because crafting should have a purpose, but I guess they're happy to just keep us with the existing augments for now. I'm not sure why they're making this choice, but it's cheaper for me, so I guess that's neat. On the PvP front, they announced that PvP gearing will be capped at 326, so there won't be a massive advantage for players who choose to grind out master mode operations compared to players who just want to play PvP, so that's nice. And finally, they announced that R4 anomaly operations will be dropping gear tokens like the old operations used to. So they'll drop a generic 328 pants token that you can then take to the fleet and sell to a vendor in exchange for a pair of pants of your choice. This should allow you to easily select the pants that have the stats you're looking for, rather than just hoping that the right stats drop for you. All in all, this looks like a pretty straightforward system to me. I've seen some people on forums and in general chat having some concerns about not all content dropping the same level of gear, and to the people that are worried, let me hopefully ease your nerves for a moment. If you take a look at the chart, 326 is quite clearly the soft cap for gear. You can get there with Conquest, PvP, and Master Mode flashpoints without dipping into the chaos of some of the higher end PvE content. Any player with a keyboard and a few brain cells will be able to achieve this soft gear cap over time. I would consider 326 to be the new 306. It's a goal that anyone can accomplish regardless of the content that you choose to play. And I would expect BioWare to balance the endgame experience for the vast majority of players around this standard soft gear cap. Only properly hardcore players would really push beyond this 326 level, and at that point the extra stats are a reward for exploring the most difficult content that the game has to offer. And in my point of view, this soft cap is not punishing casual players, but rewarding the most dedicated players, in the same way that a set of wings or a platinum flare rewards players now, except with a few small stat benefits instead of just being cosmetic. Now, I know that this gearing system might sound intimidating on the surface, but honestly, I really wouldn't worry about it. Upgrades would drop for you, just like now. Tokens you can spend on upgrades will drop for you, just like now. And sure, challenging content will drop better gear, but that's just MMO 101 right there. And this system should feel familiar to anyone who played before the 306 cap, and if you're new to the game, I think you're going to find this far more intuitive than what some of the doom mongers are preaching. Just play the game and get upgrades, it's really that simple. But that's all I got for now. I'll keep you updated with this type of 7.0 content as I see it and as I have time, and I hope we have a grand old day. Peace.